So, brother, if you're chasing women, trust me, you are making a very big mistake. I know this because I was once in your shoes where I chased women. Until I kind of realized that it was a complete waste of time. And to be very frank, I feel stupid because my father warned me several times. He warned me, but at some point, it's easy for us to get distracted when our fathers are not there, right? So for me, it was my university days where I'll chase women. In my late university, like 2 years, the year I graduated, I'll chase women, right? But it felt like something was wrong with me, right? It felt like something was off. So guess what? It didn't hurt me, yes it did, but after going through university, I kind of realized that a lot of women my age, right, were going for men who were 7 years, 10 years older than us. Then it dawned on me that that makes sense. These ladies, they are ready to get married. These guys in their 30s are ready to get married. What that means is these guys leveled up. They are in a safer space than I am. So what that means is, hold on. Why don't I take a step back and see what's going on? See what's going on. It was then I began to remember my father's statement that says, boy, it is easier for you to get women when you have what they want. At that moment, I was like, damn, it is easier for you to get women when you have what they want. Then, bro, at that moment, it was like a life-changing thing because I made that conscious effort to take self-improvement very, very serious. So let me tell you why it doesn't make any sense to chase women. Is that one? It is the biggest waste of time. You see, yes, scrap out that idea that Nollywood has sold to you that, oh, for you to get a girl that is decent, that is worth it, you have to chase. Bro, you don't have to chase. You should know. Now, in this context, when I say chase, right? Now, what I'm referring to is overdoing, over texting, over simply. But instead, yes, I know that even if you take the advice in this video, right? One thing is that no matter how attractive or rich you are, women would come close to you. You still need that confidence. You still need that charisma to finish the job. You still need to act like, you still need to do some level of chasing. But the idea is that to you, it's almost effortless. To you, it is natural because you've already leveled up as a man. So now, this is the harsh truth. The only reason you chase is because she's not into you or the women are not into you. And that's a sign that, bro, you're not enough. You need to level up. You see, because contrary to the statement that Nollywood puts in your head, oh, if you want this girl, chase her, it's like, no. If she's not into you, there is nothing you can do. That is why, as a brother, the formula for getting girls is actually simple. This is the formula. Attract as many girls as possible and go for the ones that you want. It's that simple. What that means is, no matter how attractive you are, yes, you are increasing the pool of women that are coming your direction, but still, you have to go and finesse. So imagine this, right? Because I see way too many guys get into looks maxing, get into different topics, get into ways of optimizing their looks, but their personality is shitty. So a typical example is, there's an interview with a guy who is now rich. He has done all of his looks maxing, but doesn't have girls. Problem, his energy is giving, and women read your energy. See, the women you want, trust me, they would always read your energy. They would always know whether you are there or not. Another reason you chase is because you're not there yet. You're probably in your early 20s, teenage years. Bro, the girls you're looking at there are fixated on guys who are much more established, who are much more safe. So, bro, understand this because when I saw it for myself, I knew that it was the game. And one reason I'm much more graceful now is I'm in my late 20s, right? And, bro, that behavior in women is beginning to show up in my own life where I would see women, right? I'm talking to a woman, right? And we're like doing our stuff together, and she's reporting guys to me, and I'm like, I feel bad because I was once there at this point where I'm like, this is how I was being looked at, right? This is how I was being gossiped about. And then that's why it bugs my mind when I see guys do it. That's why I tell you that as a brother, please, I do not want you in that position. I don't want you in that position where you have to beg for a woman. I don't want you in that position where you have to do too much for a woman because you are not there yet. Now, even though you might be there by your age, or you might be there financially, sometimes you're probably not there also as a character. Because there's a lady that one guy brought to my attention, that she brought to my attention, right? The guy is in his early 30s, right? Paid $500 to jump on a video call with this girl. And I'm like, now I'm saying dollars, even though I don't spend dollars where I am, but that was equivalent. Check, bro. I was like, how the fuck? If you spent $500 for happy endings, I understand. No, I don't understand. I don't understand because it's weird. But I could allow that. But $500 to go on a live video call, bro, you're not there yet. You are not there. You see, contrary to what again they make you believe is, if a woman is into you, right, she would make it easy for you to do things. So see this way as when you become attractive, when you level up, it becomes easier to talk to them. But guess what? You still need that manliness to walk up to them. You still need that confidence to walk up to them. So instead of you focusing on looks maxing, focus on building yourself first. Focus on leveling up. Then when you begin to attract them, things begin to look effortless because that is what it is actually, attracting them naturally. And speaking of you not being there yet, women like men in their 30s. So some women that I am with, they think I'm in my 30s because of the way I talk, because of the way that I move, right? Now, when some of them hear my real age, because I don't hide it, right? They just assume that I'm in my 30s. When I tell them my real age, they're like, well, it means I'm definitely matured for my age. And I don't say this as a way of bragging, but to me, it's a compliment. And that is what you get when you level up. That is what you get when you take yourself very, very serious. The other reason why you chase women is because you lack self-respect. And this happens when you start simping for women. Like that bro that gave out $500 to be on a video call with a woman. Now, bro, not to sound disrespectful, but because this is the woman that was with us giving me the story, but she's not all that. And trust me, women know when they are not all that. Women constantly compare themselves with other women. So even though they might gaslight themselves to say, I'm a 10 based on their emotions, but women know that they are not all that. They know that. Again, when you're talking to them, make them feel special. I get that tricks, but again, another reason you are chasing women is because you have the lack mindset. You don't have the abundance mindset. One thing I'll tell you for a fact is, ever since I began to have this abundance mindset, guess what? If I see a girl today, I know that there are multiple of them, there are a lot of them. And there's a statement my father has to make to this point is, he said, bro, no, not bro, not bro, not bro, not bro. Sorry. I'm basically giving to you that's talking. He was like, son, when you are ready to settle down, you'll get to realize that the beautiful girls have not yet been born. Now, what he basically meant was, by the time you're ready to settle down, the women who you were with, who you were admiring, right, they will not be as beautiful as what they used to be. The girls you are seeing now, the younger ones, they will be beautiful, but guess what? There will be more to come. Even till this day, that shit rings a bell in my head because at the gym I am, right, I've come to realize that there are some girls that I used to like hype when a couple of years ago, right? When me hype is just look at them as, oh, she's so there, she's so good. But at some point, the new girls that come into this gym are different, right? You can tell the difference between the younger ones, the ones in their early 20s, like 19, early 20s and the ones in their 30s. You can tell the difference. There is an obvious difference, no matter how much skincare they put, right? No matter how much chemicals they put on their body, there's a very big difference. Again, one other thing you should realize is when you chase women, you end up forcing things. And when you force things, you look needy, you look desperate, and at some point you begin to obsess over her. When you obsess over her, you see, obsessing over women is a very big turn off. Now, you might hear women say, oh, I want my man to obsess over me. She's referring to a certain kind, either a certain kind of guy, or either a certain guy or a certain kind of guy that matches her imagination, not you. So guess what? When you hear such statements, you feel your solution is to try harder. No. If I thought you want to try harder, you can only try harder if the woman actually is into you. If the woman is not into you, no matter the effort you put, right? Even if you spend on that, even if you spend 10 years on that thing, one thing you get to realize is, bro, you didn't win. She settled for you. And bro, this shit gets me whenever I see all these interviews on the streets. I saw an interview on the streets recently, right? And the lady says the reason she got married to him was because she was not getting any younger and she needed to have kids as soon as possible. And this guy was smiling. I'm like, this is the highest form of disrespect because I think that guy needs to go for a DNA check, a paternity test. I was kind of like heartbroken. Like I said, one thing I've come to realize is becoming red pill aware has kind of opened my mind to the way women think, right? And again, it's a thing of nature, but guess what? If you see it for yourself, because I'm not here to expose the red pill to you, I'll show you the red pill. But if you see it for yourself, you'll be bittered. You might become angry, but what you need is pure understanding. So what should you do when you're not chasing women? Chase excellence. That's like the simplest form. Chase self-improvement for yourself. Level up for yourself. Be a man on a mission. Now, you may come and say, does it not make you narcissistic? Now, let me tell you this thing, right? People shun or people look at narcissists as these guys who wreck the entire world. But let me tell you something that there's something called healthy narcissism. That is the one that a lot of rich people have, right? So it's about they think about a win-win situation, right? And yes, to some extent, you have to be narcissistic for some period, right? Look at successful guys. There's a form of narcissism. But look at what happened later in their journey. They became free. They were giving out things. So that means you should not be afraid to be narcissistic. If you don't have yet, focus on yourself. Give yourself all that you need. That is where self-improvement comes in. You're focused on yourself. In short, you are the main character of your movie you're the main focus of your life until the focus is you. That is a quote that I think that matches that statement, right? So I always tell guys, see women to be a byproduct of everything you do. So you're going to the gym because of the benefit it gives to you. Now, when you have a very good body, would women respect that? Absolutely. Women will respect that. Women would fall for that. But at the same time, never your entire life lose focus, because I remember I've told the story of my cousin, right, on this video. Mind you, my cousin's not watching my videos, so I'm very good. Even though he was watching my video, I've only mentioned him in about 2 videos. 6 months into his relationship, he went from like having this muscle build to having this dad build. I'm like, bro, what happened? He's like, bro, he doesn't know. All he knows is that he stopped going to the gym. Tell me how he stopped. Tell me how the inconsistency started. He says he went on a trip with his girlfriend, right? They came back on a Saturday. He told himself he was going to rest Saturday and Sunday. And then his babe talked him out of not going to the gym on a Monday, right? And they had sex that day. So he didn't really go. Before you know it, it became a habitual thing where they were having sex every day. And before you know it, he was really going. And guess what happened? 6 months down the line, she was no longer into him. I tell you that, bro. Let me tell you something, right? Women would always test you. Women would always test the shit out of you. And the irony is, their tests, right? Their tests look like easy gestures. Their tests look like, well, what's there to lose, bro? There's everything there to lose, right? Women would always test, again, another test that women would always do is they will use their emotions to try to blackmail you, right? And if you are moved by those emotions, you've already fucked up, bro. That does not mean that you should completely disregard her emotions, but if you are on your purpose, if you're on your grind, right, and you think, you feel, right, you're not disconnected from your emotions, bro, trust me, right? You will know the emotions to discard and the emotions to respond to. But instead, I'll say, become a man who doesn't really react to things, who responds to things, right? Again, what that means is, the advice here is, become aware of female nature. Become aware of how women try to manipulate you. Become aware of what women say versus what they mean. This is very important because instead of you insult, and first of all, one thing I may not have mentioned is about my brand. We never ever play games here because I've seen way too many dating gurus give shitty advice. Now, the reason they give shitty advice is because it's easier to fool you that way. Right? A typical example is, remember when I said that? When I put my head down and then worked on myself for periods of time, I put my head up. I may not be as rich as as what you have in your head, but I still get girls. And one thing I've come to realize is when women see that you are busy, it's a very big turn on for them. When women see that you are building this thing amazing, it is a very big turn on for them. If you watch my content on my short form platforms, somebody asked me that day, how do I still get these girls that I get when I create that content? Just to be very frank, right? Whenever any of my girls sees anything, again, I really hate talking about these things because I end up looking like all these cloney alpha male guys. And bro, I don't have any relationship coach class to sell to you, and that's why I barely talk about it. But whenever they bring it up, I simply just pass the test. How do I pass the test? I say what I boldly mean, right? If I say this is what I meant. And it often comes to, oh, you're right. Oh, now I get you. Oh, it's good. And before you know it, it's never a problem. So one thing for sure is women also want you to have that audacity. Again, you have the audacity when you know what you're talking about and you're true to it. So again, and I may have digressed, but what's that word? Having that understanding female dynamics is very important. So become red pill aware. And then one thing I'll say for sure is women are like cats. If you try to force a cat to stay with you, the cat would want to run away, the cat would want to move away. And what now happens when you're on your own doing your thing? Guess what happens? The cat comes to you. The cat begins to rub its tail on your body just to get your attention, right? So rub the cat, play with the cat. It should be natural. It should be natural because when you force it, the cat moves away. So natural petting. Sometimes push the cat away. What happens? The cat comes back, which is like games, but we don't play games here. But you get the point. So, brother, with women, it should be natural. It shouldn't be forced. And one thing that's even made me have a deeper understanding about women is learning how to fight. If learning how to fight, precisely mixed martial arts, it has given me exposure into how martial artists think, precisely the judo way of thinking. So if you have seen wrestling, you have seen judo. One thing you get to realize is too many wrestlers rely on strength. That means is if we're like this, it is who is stronger, who is stronger, who is stronger. But the guys in judo, they know their goal is not to say who is stronger, but who is sharper, who is smarter, who is wiser, who can get things done. So, bro, if you take yourself to that level where you understand female dynamics, you are leveling up, trust me, women will come to you. And I'm saying this from personal experience, right? I am not yet 30. I am not so rich. Women think I'm 30. No, so I don't think any woman there thinks I'm so rich because there's almost no woman who is billing me. Yeah, no woman who is billing me, so they don't think I'm that rich. But at the same time, I still spend some little money, we'll go on little dates, which I think is what you should do. So in your early 20s, cut women out, focus on yourself, level up. When you're approaching your mid to late 20s, you can begin to talk to women because that's where you begin to understand women, right? You get to understand women and you get to understand what the red pill is really about and how to basically use the dating scene to your advantage. My name is Tonoroye. If you like any idea you heard in this video, right, share this video with somebody else, with your fellow brother who keeps chasing women. And bro, I can tell you for a fact that chasing women only leads to disrespect, right? Or even if you want the girl settled for you, you do not win, you're still a loser, bro. So please send this video to a fellow brother who needs this video. Because you know that brother who needs this video. Send it to him. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. I hope this video served you.